the kids in to become eggs or something?
Mm.
Benjamin Swickerfeld.
I remember you talking about it at one point.
Oh yeah, I've talked about it before. There you go. That's him.
That hurts.
Yes, I've seen this picture.
Yeah, so it turns out that the Easter Bunny is some kind of like undead demon thing that sneaks into your house and leaves eggs. And this girl wakes up while the Easter Bunny is leaving the eggs and does this.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Bless you.
Jesus Christ.
And yeah, and then she turns into the Easter Bunny, and he, like, I don't remember. I think it's kind of gruesome, like dissolves into the carpet or something. Like the body like does that rapid aging thing, and then she becomes the Easter Bunny, and then her mom wakes up the next morning. She's like, "Where are you?" And it's like, she gone.
That's disturbing, Jeff.
Yep. It yeah. It's a weird movie.
This story heavily inspired Davril turning into the Krampus.
Seriously?
No doubt. The anthology in general is kind of hit or miss, but that one is spot on. Like, how could you make Easter scary? That's how. That's exactly how you do it.
I don't know. I could see everything about Easter being kind of scary because it's like it's all about death, torture, resurrection, and
It's not a happy story by any means.
well,
I mean,
depends
sort
on your
of.
theological stance, but it's not a pleasant story.
I even think the resurrection is not a pleasant idea. Like, when I die, I just kind of want to stay dead. I don't want to see what happens next.
It's all right, baby.
I was
Howlers.
I was watching some video the other day about it, and it was talking about how, like, what amount of guilt tripping that whole story is for small children. It's like, oh, you won't share your toy? So Jesus had to die and you won't share your toy?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. The best thing to come out of Easter are people talking about how, don't forget, Santa Claus judges you if you're good or nice and gives you presents based on that, but the Easter Bunny don't give a fuck.
He just brings you stuff regardless.
Right. Doesn't matter how good or bad you are.
That's because you're
Like
gonna
this
die. That's
egg.
inescapable.
Alex, look, I found 2 more eggs.
Resurrection, that's person dependent, but you're gonna die. So have some chocolate.
So have some jelly beans.
I like the whole take on American Gods version of Easter.
I have not seen
Oh
it yet.
yeah, Aostro. The book or the TV version?
I mean both. Either or. I liked the show. Actually, that was the last episode I think I saw. I haven't seen the second season.
Oh
Or
yeah.
the third? Is there a
I
third
did
yet?
like casting, what's her
Um,
name? Something Chenoweth.
Kristen Chenoweth
Yeah, as
as
Easter,
Yeah,
however you want to pronounce it.
Easter. Yeah, Easter.
Hey.
Yeah, no, they so they got all the way up to like they're near the end of the book. They're not at the no,
The last-
they kind of jumped to the end. I think they kind of got rushed into it, but I think
saw
there's a way they could still end it. Feels
saw
like
the
they
la-
did.
I'm sorry. I keep trying.
No,
to
I'm sorry, Jeff. I was trying
No,
to
no,
wrap
no, no,
my
no. It was
sentence
all me. That was all me being rude.
Go ahead. I'm done.
I was looking at the baby and I kept thinking you were gonna pause and talk a little bit. I'm like, yeah, I'll just.
This is my chance. Oh, maybe this is my chance. Oh wait,
I hate that. I do that on the phone all the time too.
It's harder on VoIP like this because audio can desync.
Yeah, I feel like that happens to me on my phone at work a lot too because I'm back in the office I'm in. I know it gets bad cell reception. People are complaining about it all the time. So I'll be talking and it'll feel like there's like a lag. Like they'll finish talking and I'll start and then they'll just what's happening? It's gotta be the phone.
It's the phone.
I just have to deal with guys who will start talking while I'm in the middle of a sentence, and for specific guys, some who do and do not work there anymore, I'll be in the middle of my sentence and just be like, da 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 da, I'm talking, da 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 da.
It's like they missed that fact.
They don't miss it. They just don't give a fuck.
They don't. They think their thought is more important than what you're currently saying. So anytime I accidentally step over somebody as they're talking, I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry.
As long as you apologize and acknowledge, that's the important thing.
Yeah.
And don't just blatantly just keep talking.
I try not to. My college roommate, he grew up in a large family, like a very large family in terms of aunts, uncles, cousins, and then he has like 3 sisters and a brother himself.
Jeez.
And and they're all very loud people. And so you're talking, I would pull up to the apartment. We had a townhouse. His room was on the 3rd floor, and I could hear him talking on the phone when I get out of my car. That's how loud he was.
Your friend.
Yes, yeah. But that's his whole family. His whole family is that decibel level. So imagine being at like a Christmas party with them or something.
I can't.
So I had to learn how to
person.
like interject over those people, and it totally upped my game on learning how to get heard.
It doesn't help with me because my voice, I don't have a voice that projects. So if I'm not like if everyone's not listening to me and I start talking, nobody hears me.
I can see that. For me, so there's this one new guy that just came over to us, and even before then, ever I've worked with him, he's just known for talking too much. Like, he does not shut up, and he's very loud, to the point where he was being loud in the office while I was trying to do work, and I had to just leave the other day for a minute because I'm like, getting a headache. But he was, before he joined us, he just happened to be there kind of helping out with fatalities. And I'm having a conversation about work stuff with my lieutenant, and I'm in the middle of my sentence, and he just walks over and immediately starts word vomiting. And I look at him and say, hold on, the grown-ups are talking now, and go back. Like, I'm kind of mean to him, but I feel it's deserved.
Well, if he's the kind of person that kind of interrupts a conversation because he thinks what he has to say is more important, then sure, yeah, the adults are talking, wait your turn.
I think he's just... I don't even think it's as much that he thinks whatever he's saying is the most important as he is just not socially conscious of anyone else.
Maybe that could be the case too. It's hard to say until you really get to know the person.
Who could know? Well, the last trailer that I saw for American Gods was gosh, what's his name? It's the main character of the book.
Trailer of something?
Yeah, the last trailer for American Gods. What's the name of the main character? I can't remember his name right off the.
Shadow.
Dude,
Shadow.
man.
Yeah, he's walking out over onto the lake with the car, which I know is towards the end of the book.
Yeah.
So
That's the last season they did. I think it's like season 3 or 4.
Wait, American Gods. That's the Neil Gaiman book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gaiman,
Yeah.
yes.
It is.
Gaiman. Okay. I've never read it. Sorry.
Guy Man.
I was thinking, what's that other one that he wrote with somebody else?
Gods and Omens with Terry Pratchett.
Good
That's
Omens.
what I was thinking of.
I mean, gods and omens. Good omens. Good omens.
Good
with
That's
omens.
in the
Terry
Good
second
Omens is
season.
amazing, and it
That's-
should have a
that's
what
second
I-
season.
That's what I was.
They
thinking
already
of
did.
when I-
It's finished
Yeah.
filming.
Yeah, there's about to
It doesn't need one. The
release.
story's wrapped.
I know.
I know,
So-
but they're doing a second one. It's going to be great.
Like
The
I
second
loved
season-
the. Go ahead, D.
Oh, sorry. The second season is going to be the second book that they wrote for it, and then just never published. So the
Oh.
material is still Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett, and it's source
Mhm.
material. It's just
You said it was unpublished.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It wasn't
this
like
gonna be-
fully written. It was like it was sketched out by the two of them. They always said we could go back if we wanted to. We have more ideas, but with the unfortunate passing of
And before that,
of
the
Terry.
dementia.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was declining, and he had other.
So-
He was writing other stuff too.
Mhm.
When he was,
Before we go much further into this, we haven't played D&D in like 8 million weeks. Let's do that.
let's do it.
Sure, let's do that.
I mean, I'm asleep
Alright.
right now, so go ahead.
Are you genuinely asleep?
Yeah, like I was put to sleep end of last session.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Was I even here for last session? I don't remember.
You got your tooth knocked out.
You were here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what happened. I don't remember anything that happened that session because of that.
So
Tooth is
the
back in.
last. Oh, that's right. That's right. You jumped up and you like darted off.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, so the last thing that had happened was you had chased that Dwagar, Dragar, however you say it. You would chase that shadow dwarf off and around the alleyway, and there were a whole bunch of them, all invisible. And you heard a voice that said, "Stop!" And y'all didn't heed that, and they shot you with poison crossbow bolts.
And we
And
mostly
crossbows.
resisted.
Yes, all except for the berserker Leaf.
I have
I
a
assume that I didn't as well.
Yeah,
think
you
we rolled-
resisted.
Yeah, you did.
I have a question. As a rogue, I would know various ne'er-do-wells, especially of the Dwarvish ne'er-do-wells clan. Do I know anything about these guys?
All dwarves know of the Dwagar. Let me look up how to say it so I don't keep saying it wrong.
Call them Doogers.
The Dogers.
The dark dwarves, the shadow dwarves.
I definitely want to play Limdar with a southern accent now. Lim Doogers.
Dwagar.
The
gotta get them.
Dwaygars.
You gotta get them motherfuckers.
Yeah. See, this is an accent I can do. It's not that Eastern European that I usually stick to.
You could be like Brett. I've always loved your accents in Monster of the Week. It just cracked me up. Like the first time that you pulled that like the cowboy voice, I was like trying not to laugh. It was killing me.
Yeah, I couldn't land between
It was
Two different-
perfect.
yeah country guys in my head. You know.
It was too good.
Can we retcon us all
so,
as
yes.
redneck dwarves
Backwater hillbilly dwarves.
from the big city?
You're from that clan. Oh, they're from that mountain. Got it. Yeah. So yes, all dwarves would be familiar with the Duragar. They are basically a corrupted offshoot of the general dwarven race. They have their own. Actually, they even have dwarven gods that are within the general dwarven pantheon of gods. So they're active participants in the overall dwarven pantheon. So it's not like they're like mutants that were created underground. They're just corrupted
mole
dwarves
men.
in this. Yeah, in the same way that the dark elves are. For anybody who doesn't know what Dwagar are,
So they have a social hierarchy outside of the regular dwarf.
Yes.
So
The two do not interact, though. They are hated by all dwarvenkind.
So I'm curious if I can use this to talk to their boss.
You could try. Dwagar are very xenophobic.
Excellent.
They only particularly care to intermingle with other Dwagar. They will occasionally work with dark elves and demons, other nefarious, races if it benefits them directly, but those races are never welcome into their general society.
Okay, so then it wouldn't make sense for me to demand audience with their leader because they would just laugh at me.
Probably. Generally, other races are kept as slaves or battle fodder.
Battle fodder.
Yeah, they're gonna strip y'all naked and cover you in grease and march you forward, and then shoot arrows into your back. Operation Flaming Shield.
I kind of feel like we can get ourselves out of this fight, guys. Now that we've rolled initiative.
Oh, did I roll initiative? No.
Yeah,
I
initiative
didn't.
is.
Let me roll.
You didn't?
Do they
Nah,
speak Dwarvish?
you must have done it. You must have done it last session.
Oh yeah, no. This is all from last session.
Do they speak Dwarvish or do they speak like Goober?
They speak Dwarvish in common.
Do they have their own language?
It's a good question.
They don't have their
The
own
dialect of
language as far as
Dwarven.
I know.
They have their basically they have like a offshoot of regular Dwarven called.
So it's like
Duergen.
if you speak Italian, Spanish speakers would be able to kind of understand you.
So here's what I'm angling. As long as Dwarvish is their primary language, I would assume they would speak it with an accent. And we've been talking to them for a couple of minutes now, back and forth, doing little quips back and forth. And I think since I can mimic the speech patterns and accent of a creature that I've heard speak for a minute, I might be able to play myself off as an inside man for them.
You could an inside man. So you're gonna like offer your services to him.
Like I'm a spy for the Goober people. I'm gonna call them the Goober people now, and that's proven by how I speak exactly like them. Like I'm in disguise as a regular dwarf.
That's a bold move, Cotton.
Let's see if it pays off.
You're welcome to try and you're welcome to give it a shot.
Is everyone else okay with this attempt at tomfoolery?
Do what you need to do to
Tomfoolery.
Yeah.
save us a lot of headache. You know.
It's gonna keep us from having to.
The only thing my only aim is to increase the headache level constantly until it's unbearable. And then my character dies. I want to yell out, stand. I want to yell out in their accent, "Stand down, troops! You don't know who you're dealing with."
Well, since they're all visible now, their visibility doesn't work when they. As soon as they take action, it's just standard invisibility. Even though it's a racial trait, there's nothing special about it. It's just your regular old attack, and poof, you pop back into focus. This guy right here looks. They all kind of look around at each other for a second. Roll persuasion.
So
They are not persuaded.
And while
I guess
okay.
at best, maybe they think that you've encountered Dwagar at some point.
My accent was offensive.
Yours
Yeah,
is like that.
you-
Yours is
It's
like
an
that.
offensive imitation.
An offensive, like you know, like an Italian accent. Mozzarella.
Buongiorno.
Bon,
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Like Inglorious Bastards. I love that. Yeah, it's just like that. They're like, okay.
I
One in
guess
the
we're
back
fighting then.
chuckles.
That's all I
One
got,
in the back
guys.
chuckles and says, "Nice try."
And I put an arrow in his face.
My job.
I also have a bow now. I can throw a ball bearing at his eye. Chow.
Now that I know that you have ball bearings, it's just my entire head canon that you are trying to get everybody else with one eye just like you.
Exactly.
Just,
So,
yeah. No.
My eye was actually taken out by a ball bearing, so I'm scared of them now. So I fight my fear by throwing them at other people's eyes.
No, roll one for the dog. Well, actually, we'll just combine the dogs onto your turn. You can take your turn. and
That
then you
makes
can
the
have
most
your...
sense.
Yeah, let's not try to overcomplicate things. You take your
Yeah,
turn, and then you can issue simple commands to your dogs that they'll all follow.
Bye.
That's generally a good idea.
Kill. Alex, do not say kill. You're right. I'm sorry.
Say die.
No.
Food.
Nom
I'm talking
noms.
about Jesus. It's okay.
Jesus is not food. Wait, sometimes he is though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the body of Christ.
That's right. As soon as it passes your lips, it can.
But
whip
not
up
zombie
into
Jesus.
Human meat.
Zombie Jesus finds food in
That's
you.
Soylent Jesus.
Soylent Jesus. There's just a big tank. Algae Jesus. Okay. Does anybody else want to try and de-escalate? They've shot you with hand crossbow bolts. Leaf is asleep, so obviously they're
I have a hat
They're
for
not-
this occasion.
not specifically. Yes.
That's
Okay,
a good
so we've
hat.
rolled for
I love
initiative.
it.
So let's see. Leaf, roll a Constitution saving throw to see if you awaken. Or are you still passed out?
I'm still passed out.
Roll a
gotta roll your
Constitution
save.
saving throw.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It broke up there.
We're in combat now.
Okay.
Forgot. Why
You
is
get
he
to
knocked
roll
out?
every 6 seconds.
I'm the
They-
only one who
so-
failed my saving throw last
Yeah.
session.
They all have hand crossbows with sleep darts.
That's a condition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
you could probably you could probably dispel it. Yeah.
Yeah. What's for restoration? I can get him awake.
So you're gonna fix him. I don't have to.
Yeah, I can fix him.
Okay.
I'm still asleep, so
If anybody chooses to take their action to go over and just like shake him like a rag doll to try and wake him up, he can roll another con save. Violently
Like,
jerk
shove
him
ball
awake.
bearings up his nose.
I feel like that is the opposite.
Pull out the Sharpie, start painting.
All that
Don't
does
focus,
is it
face.
makes his sleep apnea worse.
Don't put marbles in your nose. Put them in there. Do not put them in there.
If anybody messes with him while he's asleep, he's enraged when he wakes up.
All right.
All right, Limdar, it's your turn.
I have a question for Scott. Scott, can
Yes.
can we make your hat canon in the game? I think kill should be like the 4-letter acronym of the university you went to. I really want one of their crossbows now because I want their crossbows. I'm gonna just pop off an arrow shot. I don't think I can get sneak attack.
I don't think you have the element of surprise on them.
Let's see. Well, sneak attack doesn't mean surprise always. Enemy targets from thief 5 feet. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to get sneak attack out of this. I'm just going to pop off an arrow shot at the one that's right here.
Okay.
Kapow. 15?
Yeah. A 15 very likely hits.
It does 5 damage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use my I'm gonna use my bonus action to use help out. That's a thing I can do. And I'm going to help my good friend Nordak hit the same guy I hit by throwing ball bearings at that guy. I'm going to make it hard for him to maneuver. And that would give Nordak advantage on his next attack.
So you're going to do the ball bearings at the same guy that you just shot the arrow at?
Yep. Here's that move.
Okay, sweet.
Which guy was
So
that
the,
you shot at?
That man.
That one? Okay.
So I guess I'll give him a status effect. So he's
He's ball bearinged.
been balled. He's balling.
Can we say we teabagged him?
Sure. When he falls down.
Excellent. If I teabag someone, I get advantage on the next attack against them.
There you go. He's got
Cannon.
a snail.
I've
You got a
never
snail
looked
thing.
at that help thing, and that feels so OP.
I know, right?
Like every turn, you can just say like, "Hey, you get advantage next time."
I'm sacrificing my own bonus action.
That actually is really good.
Yeah, but how many bonus action things do you actually have?
So like I have cunning action.
Oh,
So
sorry,
I
let me
can-
rephrase. A normal player have.
Oh, this is all rogue.
Yeah, like
This is my bullshit for the rest of the game. That's I think that's my turn.
So I'm gonna pop off a longbow attack at the same guy. Does a 17 hit?
17 definitely hits. He's turning into a
Seven.
pincushion. He's already got 2.
He takes 7 piercing damage.
pew pew.
Pew
Walk.
pew motherfucker.
I can do math.
Does he
I
die?
don't feel like it.
If you don't feel like math, he could just die.
Just explodes. It was super effective.
Who would have thought their weakness
Corpse
is
explosion.
arrows?
He
It's like
explodes
Diablo
like,
2, the
like a
body.
rotten cherry tomato on a hot summer day.
The arrow hits him, and he looks down for a moment, and you see his armor start to warp, and the whole body just collapses in on itself.
Like,
Grisly,
for realsies?
bone crunching sound. Yeah, just
These aren't
That'd be
normal
pretty good, though,
goobers.
He condenses into a singularity.
banshee wail comes out, and all the other ones fall down dead.
Jeez.
Shit got real bad real quick.
A shadow appears in the sky. A meteor.
Run away!
Oh God! What kind of arrow was that? Where did you find that?
That wasn't even my arcane shot.
All right. Juegar number 5, you're up. I do really wish that there was a way to pull open their character sheet.
What do you mean? Instead of a stat block, you want a character sheet?
No, well, I wish you could pull open their stat block from the turn order.
Yeah, that would be a nice feature to do instead of having to go to the sidebar to do it.
Yeah, because I haven't looked in a while, and for some reason I'm having trouble finding the joy guard that I made. They're
So
here
what you
somewhere.
can do is you can click on the info, or I'm sorry, you can click on that second one that looks like the sheet, and you can start searching for stuff, and it'll pull up anything that you've got inside the game.
I would think so.
Also,
And yet,
just check around the screen to make sure you didn't double click on the top bar of the window that you had open, because it'll minimize it and kind of make it faded on the page. Also, generally anything that you create goes immediately to the very bottom of the list if you don't put it in a specific section.
yeah.
Or sometimes it goes to the top. There is no rhyme or reason to roll 20.
Yeah, like I was even looking earlier, and I was like, "Oh, I'll find them. I'm sure they're right around here somewhere." And I've been looking the whole time we've been playing, and I still haven't come across them. Like, sorry, super obnoxious.
It's all good.
Like, where the hell are they? I obviously made them stat blocks, individual ones, because they're all individually named and they have their own. They got rolled into the turn order. So where did they go?
Do you remember what you named them?
Yeah.
So you know the search bar. You know the search bar at the very top of
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tried
the list
that.
there. You have to start with the letter that you named it. Otherwise, the search function in this application is not the best.
That's all right. You know what? Forget it. I will do this. All right.
So you said you made a stat block. So this is a custom battle that's not in the module.
Yes, this is a custom battle.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
As is tradition.
As is tradition. So you won't be able to just pull up anything from what's already available in the module.
That's all right. This fella is going to drop his hand crossbow and lob a javelin at you, Nordak. Does a 17 hit? It
Does
does.
a 17 hit?
It might.
Yeah, 17 does hit.
Gonna have to get you some of that heavy plate.
I think I might be wearing. Let's see what I'm wearing.
Six damage.
Yeah, I'm wearing
He
leather
rears
armor
back
right now,
and
so
lets a mighty throw, and boom, speared you like a fish.
took a spear to the knee. Sorry, guys.
He's no longer an adventurer.
No longer.
Gwynray, it's your turn.
Right. So let's wait up our over here. And I am going to cast Lesser Restoration, which removes a condition.
Hey.
Right on.
There is like a fail save on it. It just works. So now he's awake.
Hell to the yeah. Shake those sleepies out of your eyes.
Good morning, sunshine.
And then they got him again.
And that's me. I'm not gonna send the dogs to go fight just yet. I'm just going to have them kinda
But we outnumber them so much with the dogs.
But I'm more concerned with saving my poor pups. These guys are scary. I just have them surrounding us right now.
I disappeared from the turn order somehow.
Yes, you did.
Uh,
$156. That'll work. Go. All right, Malcolm, you're up.
Alrighty. I am going to cast Bless at level 2 and bless the rest of the party.
no.
Yeah.
So who are you blessing specifically?
Everybody but me. I'm casting it at level 2.
It's 1d4.
Yep. Attacks and saving throws.
Sweet. We'll give everyone the chained heart of blessing. All right. Dwargar number 3 also rears back and lobs a javelin at good old Nordak.
Again,
Nope.
they like me. They saw what I was capable of, and they're just like, we cannot deal with this.
Right in the eye. There's a 14 hit.
14 does not hit.
Swoosh! Javelin whooshes by.
What you should do is you should make a list of our ACs.
Yeah, that's what I should do. I thought I had that over here. Actually, I was looking at my Excel sheet earlier, and I noticed that I have not updated the character sheets at all with your levels. So, need to go back and revise that. Not that the AC changes, but
My AC
Alright.
changes every fight.
it's constantly evolving. All right, Dwargar number 4. That is going to be the javelin at Limdar. An 11.
11 misses. Fuck, they're shooting at me now.
Number 2, javelin. Just say that misses. He throws it at somebody and just totally fails. It goes way wide. And finally, he lobs a javelin at you, Lindar. 17 hit.
17 does hit.
For
That one hurt.
5.
Not a fan of javelins. I'll be using my help out, no longer to help out.
That's man. All right, Leaf, you're up.
Leaf stands up. goes for a rage and goes for an attack. $15.
15 definitely hits.
That's a big fucking amount of damage.
15 points of damage. I wake up and I just baseball swing my warhammer against his head.
Jesus.
It clips him heavily in the side of the face, and the force of the blow knocks him prone.
Okay.
You say he's not
He's-
prone.
Oh,
Yep, you spun him around. You hit him so hard that you spun him around, and he is lying in snowy dirt, stunned.
Okay.
After
Then-
ferociousness.
Alright, and then I'll take my last 5 feet of movement and just step to the side so that other people can see him.
I see it.
And that'll end my
It's
turn.
hunting season. Shh. Yeah. Glimdar,
I'm gonna move up to this prone man, pull out my rapier, and I'm gonna make him bleed. Does a 23 hit?
oh yeah.
This is also going to be sneak attack because I have advantage on him. 13.
13. Tell me how you do it. The dwarf is looking up at you, still a little dazed.
I stick my rapier in his mouth, and it goes down his throat and out the back of his neck,
Pleasantly violent.
Shish kebab.
as you do.
That's what they do. Well, apparently his his throat does not have any kind of armor or protection against piercing because he makes a loud gurgling noise and blood just comes gushing out, and he is dead as a duck. We all know how dead ducks are. Well, he's a dead one.
And while I'm at it, I'll throw some more ball bearings at the guy that I threw them at before to help out Nordak with another hit. I'm basically firing tracer shots.
Right on. He's still over there just slipping around like he's just trying desperately to gain his footing.
That's me.
Nordak, it's your turn.
As Nordak fires his bow, he goes pop, pop, pop. Watch the motherfuckers drop.
Definitely hits.
For 7 piercing.
You hurt him real good.
That's me.
Arrow hits him square in the chest, and he is not looking so hot. Dwargar number 5 is going to step forward
A little
and
bit of
engage. Engage Mr. Leaf. Swinging his war pick.
Mama.
I'm gonna say that misses. You hear him crunching through the snow towards you, and as he swings the war pick, you duck, and he misses. Right, Gwynria?
I'm going to. They moved around. That complicates things. had a plan before he moved.
Hmm?
I had a plan. What I am going to do, I'm just gonna. Where's my thorn metal? You gotta give me a minute. I gotta remember all the things I can do.
If you put
No
a
problem.
dog next to every single dwarf, I can sneak attack any of them.
I think we have a word for that, Sean.
Is it metagaming?
Yes.
What if the reason I want her to send them out is not to gain sneak attack? That's just my argument. Really, I want to put the puppies in danger.
Then I will never forgive you.
I'm fine with
You
that.
barely know him. It's fine.
We're all from the same city. What are you talking about?
I move there, and I will thorn the guy. Y'all are already fighting.
You're attacking the one that's...
That's what?
Slipping.
Slipping? Oh, because
He's slipping.
Slipping
Yes.
and sliding.
Yeah, slipping and sliding. That's right.
I didn't
And
realize
it
I
gives you
clicked it.
advantage. Well, either way, you hit him. So
okay.
what do you do to him with the thorns?
Well, first I'm going to do only 2 damage, but I am going to just finish this. He's slipping and yank his feet out. So he, instead of pulling him towards me, just use it to yank his feet out from under him so he falls.
Prone.
Oh wait, Bless, did that give me to damage too?
No, just your roll.
It gives you, just
Okay.
on attack and saving throws.
And then wait, I thought this guy was dead.
No.
Oh shit!
What's this one? This guy's dead.
And I wouldn't have moved where I moved if I had realized that. That was stupid. Okay, well that means I am gonna to send the doggies.
That's just my baby dog.
I'm gonna do it this way.
The dog's just gonna rip him apart now.
2 are going to go after this guy, and 2 are going to go after this guy.
All right.
Who attacks a pack of dogs, really?
These
Bunch of evil
jerks.
dwarves, I guess.
Like, it's not an evil thing. It's a
Alright, so
dumb
the-
thing.
Yeah, pretty stupid.
They were trying to get away, to be fair. Like, they blustered up and were like, y'all need to get out of here. And you pressed it, so they're like, all right, no dice. And then they used the hand crossbows, and that didn't work. So now they got a bunch of angry dwarves and dogs on them. It's a bad day to be a Dwargar, apparently.
They could always stand down.
That's true. They could just give up.
I don't know if we're the murder hobo executioner types yet.
But you got that.
One. That definitely hits. Your doggies, that poor Droigar is rolling around in the dirt, and your dogs run up and just start ripping. And he's screaming and rolling around, and after a single bite to the neck, goes quiet.
Good boy. What about the other
Eat.
2?
Um,
And which one did I kill?
this one. When I reduce their HP to 0, does it not put an X on the bodies?
Nope.
It
You have,
does.
to, you have to do that yourself.
Well, it's
Unless
got the
that's
little
the new
skull
Oh,
and
that big
crossbone.
X.
Oh, there it is. Rusty. Yeah, there. Is that a little bit more obvious which ones are alive and dead?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So you have successfully ripped that Dwagar to pieces. Dwagar 2 is going to be retooled to 6. Because somehow, I don't know how, I managed to delete him off of the turn order, and I can't find any way to put him back on there. So, yeah. Malcolm, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm going to move up here on top of the dead guy and attack this guy here.
That
17.
definitely hits. Which one are you attacking?
This guy here. I'm right here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. You lob the body out of the way. Just give it a good punt. Ouch. Okay. You solidly slam him in the collarbone with your warhammer. He was so distracted by the grisly display over to his left of his comrade being ripped apart by dogs that he doesn't even see it coming. Got anything else?
Nope.
Number 3. They all look a little freaked out at this point. If I were a Dwagar witnessing this scene unfold in front of me, what would I do? I'd be like, oh shit.
Peace out.
Oh shit.
Oh god.
They all back away. Well, he backs away. Dwagar 4 is going to back away too. Actually, that's exactly what they're going to run. Let's see. They are not interested in continuing this fight at all. He's going to
Good.
run to the edge of the screen. He's going to
Oh, yeah.
run.
Now we have to worry about them coming back in larger numbers.
He's going to run. Leaving poor Dwagar number 5 to fend for himself.
Are we the take prisoners kind of group?
Yeah.
We're the take prisoners and give the prisoners to a different group.
Dwagar number 5, out of turn, since you can talk out of turn, he says, hearing his comrades run off in the background and they shout, "Run!" He says, "I yield." So Leaf, it's up to you. Drops his weapon.
Leaf is like just exuding anger because of being put to sleep like a baby, basically. Didn't take too kindly to that, but at the same time has like a moral juxtaposition to like not kill him immediately. So Leaf is going to put down his warhammer and just kind of like kick him in the balls. Like it's one of those like slow, like oh, and just
Well,
oh,
since he's um, roll an athletics check on that.
That's an unarmed attack. He could crit and accidentally
Just do
kill him.
I just want to make sure that you didn't like trip trying to go and like, or just
Yeah.
flat out in the okay.
I
Yeah, you kick him square in the nuts. He
got
lets out a cough, and he falls into the dirt, taking 2 points of damage.
Leader's just gonna kind of stand there staring over him. Did you learn your lesson?
As he groans in the snow in pain, he starts coughing up blood.
Well, at least his balls are being iced right now because it's snow.
Yeah,
I think it kicked him too hard.
you'll be
bleeding out.
fine.
Yeah, kicking the nuts is just everybody's seen
It's
Jackass.
fine.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
I don't think Jackass is the best example for this.
It's not fatal ever.
I want to confiscate one of these guys' crossbows.
Yeah, loot the bodies.
Is he actually mortally wounded, or
No, I was just
okay?
We give him once over. He's like, do we need a med kit?
Do I need
or-
to give him a little
He is-
healing, or
he is coughing in the dirt though,
sucks for him?
and there's definitely some blood from
Well,
his crushed
As long as he
collarbone.
ain't dying, I ain't worried about it.
Yeah,
If he ain't dying, I ain't trying.
Yeah, you like squat down and like kind of poke and prod at his busted collarbone, and he starts yowling. You're like, ah, he's all right.
Brush it off.
Just a collarbone, some big deal.
You have time to scream. You have time to leave.
If he's screaming, he ain't dying.
Don't think that's how that works.
No, if he's screaming, he ain't dead.
Yeah.
Ah,
Listen.
All right, so you want to loot the bodies then, Sean?
She does.
Okay.
Sean, will you ever play a character that doesn't want to loot the
I
bodies?
decided to play a rogue, and I had to do my thiefy thing. And I'm not really interested in looting the bodies. I want to swap out my short bow for a hand crossbow. That feels more in line with what I'm going for.
Okay. Well, pull open your inventory and add a hand crossbow
I did.
and a small quiver of
1,000,000 unlimited arrows and bolts.
oh,
10 poisoned arrows.
Poison.
Poisoned hand crossbow bolts. It is sleep poison.
Can I call them sleep bolts?
Sleep bolts. That's fine. They are only usable in the hand crossbow. You can't load them into a giant, big ol' honkin' arbalest and
what if I
Let's
were
go
to
to
stab
town.
someone with them?
yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
What would that be, like an improvised attack?
I don't know. I guess.
Like if
Load
you're
a
using
bunch of them into a blunderbuss.
what if you made like a cluster bomb? You like strapped them. You could make like a dwarven like pipe bomb, and they have them all. Yeah, you could.
You know, it's terrifying when the DM is the one coming up with the worst of the idea, like the most dangerous.
That's a great idea.
As long as we're clear that we can make pipe bombs out of poison arrows.
Let's call them limdars. Toss me another limdar.
Oh, they beep really loudly until they explode also.
You'd have oil of impact. So when you lob them, like the
I just can't open that.
yeah. You want this?
Yeah.
Once Easter candy. All right. So along with that, they are wearing Is it adamantium?
What?
What?
It's adamantite.
Adamantite.
They're
Yes,
Wolverine.
adamantine armor. They're wearing
That's-
adamantine armor.
That's some hardcore shit. If they're wearing that at this level, that's
Yeah.
really hardcore.
Upon
have
closer
the same
inspection of
benefactor.
it, you can see that it has been heavily damaged by the sun. They've obviously been up on the surface for quite a while. Is it? Who would know anything about that? I mean, y'all.
We're all
would. You're all-
dwarves.
I
They're
feel
all
like we would all
dwarves.
kind of get an advantage on it.
Yeah. So don't even roll a check on that. Everybody knows what adamantine armor is. It's
Well, Yeah. I meant
It's
more
Underdark
or
armor.
less than the fact that, wow, these Drugars have been on the surface for a while. If the armor is this degraded, that draws some interesting conclusions, doesn't it?
it's-
Means there's probably not an entrance here into their mole man cave.
Well, no, not necessarily. They've been on the surface for a while, or they keep making trips without repairing their armor, which seems less likely. So maybe these guys got stuck up here.
well, the way that the adamantine armor works is the longer that they're away from the Underdark and the magical radiation that exists underground, the more that the armor degrades. So it starts almost as soon as the sunlight touches it and just gets gradually more and more pronounced as time goes on. So that could have been some really primo armor at some point, but now it's almost like wearing aluminum.
If we were to take this armor and take it back to its source, it would repair itself, correct?
It would recover some of its magical durability. Yeah.
This
But as
is
soon
worth
as it hit-
this is worth pursuing. Nordak states.
But if it hits sunlight again, it immediately starts degrading.
Right. We keep it wrapped up until we need it.
Well,
We're
it's
also like we're not exiled from our dwarven towns. Like we could go back. At least I'm not. I don't know about you guys.
It's in the Underdark, though, that it's affected.
yeah, it's only magically effective in the Underdark, and it's more to do with I can't remember what the name of that magic is. It's down there, but there's like a magic that permeates the whole like cave system.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it's like a magical armor that has been down. It's like it's an ore that's been so far underground that it has soaked up some of that magical radiation. So it's basically like super magic as long as it's down there.
Right.
Oh, I looked up what it was, but I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll just type it.
Yeah, that sounds right for Underdark stuff.
I think that
What?
we are making too many assumptions when we have a perfectly good person to interrogate.
Oh yeah, that's it.
No idea how to pronounce that though.
There's us.
There's us. Yeah. There we go.
Is actually Therzis.
Bearsaurus.
The Therzis. Magical radiation.
You make it sound French.
Therzis. Maybe that's why they're all. Maybe that's why everybody down there is evil. Maybe there's like.
Because
Because
they're
they're
French?
Why
No,
are you
there's
taking
like
pot
a-
shots at the French, man?
Because they're French. Bunch of frogs.
While we're standing over our hostage, who definitely knows why he's up here and not down under, I want to lay a hand on the shoulder that has the collarbone that's busted, kind of leaving my thumb over that collarbone area and say, why is your armor all crummy, buddy?
He groans, winces in pain. And he just looks up at you incredulously. Is that the word? Is that the word I'm
Yeah.
thinking of?
It's a solid word.
And he says, "You're a dwarf. You know why it's it's adamantine. You know why it's degraded."
Yeah, but why are you letting your armor degrade?
he coughs and says, "We've been on the surface for a bit."
How long is a bit?
Wincing as you squeeze his shoulder, he says, "We've been up here for months. What's it to you?"
So, why?
Hey, Jeff. Look at Discord.
Yeah.
Ooh, Nordak doing some shady shit behind me.
What am I looking at in Discord?
Look at the message I sent you.
Ah,
So I have a gun to my head.
oh, is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Like you whispered it to him?
Yeah. And that.
Okay. So Limdar's standing over him, and Nordak kneels beside him, and like,
And
tell me
licks his
what
ear.
you're doing here.
As
What are you doing?
as Limdar's doing his thing, I lean down and
Shaking him.
I whisper that into his ear.
Okay. He is cheekily responding to Limdar, and he looks up and he says, back in Undercommon. Who else speaks Undercommon? Anybody else?
Nope.
So you're having a private conversation with Dwagar number 5.
Can we get his name?
Dormac.
Dwager number 5.
Yeah, you can call his actual name is Dormac. But he's Dwagar number 5 to you guys for now.
He's a doormat?
Dormac.
We're gonna walk all over him.
Yeah, 'cause he's a doormat. He looks back up at Nordak and says, God, I just saw that TikTok where it's got Peter and he's looking around. He says, P, and then a griffin flies by and he says, Griffin. I just watched that like yesterday. He said, yeah. Anyway, he looks up and he says, what would he say lying on the ground surrounded by snarling dogs and a bunch of angry dwarves? He licks his lips and he looks around and he says, we're just in Undercommon. I guess I'll reply specifically to you then, right? How would you handle this as DM, Scott? Would you reply back in the Discord chat?
Yes.
Okay. So
That's the
Nordak
mystery to it.
and
You
Dwagar
have to
number
say it
5.
in another language only you and Scott understand.
I don't know any other languages, unfortunately. Gibberish. You hear a bunch of gibberish going back and forth between the two of them. You catch a few words,
Oh,
but
they're
for the most
speaking
part,
goblin tongue.
it's just, yeah, it's goblin tongue.
Actually, I know goblin, so it's not goblin tongue.
Trash talk. Gibberish.
He's talking goober tongue. Maybe he needs a massage on his collarbone.
They're conversing, and does anybody want to do anything? Or
I will let go. Well, no, I'll keep my hand on his shoulder,
you keep squeezing?
and I'll start taking out ball bearings and shoving them up his nose.
You pull out your magic paint and start just painting a mask on him. Turn him into a mime, a clown.
And I reply,
I have a permanent marker. I'm drawing something on his forehead that's, I don't know, it's either a penis or something
Something
offensive
uncouth.
in Dwarvish.
That pecking that you're hearing, that's them talking.
Pecking? Like
Yeah,
birds?
on my keyboard. Yeah. Woo!
The hell's wrong with these?
Nordak is
What's
speaking
wrong
like
with
an owl
these
tongue.
They speak clicky clack.
Durka, 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 jihad, jihad.
Must have taken
Oh.
one too big.
Oh.
What?
God.
You've never seen Team America?
I love
Yes.
that.
Yes.
That movie's so
That's how.
That movie's so
That's why
funny.
everyone's groaning
we
because we do
get
know.
the
laughing.
reference.
Set it down East Bakalaka Street. Oh man.
I start tying him up.
While they're talking.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
You've got the dogs. You're just sitting there stoking the dogs, like, come on, get him, sick him.
We're about playing with them. Hey, you good boys. You got right in the throat. Good boy,
One
right
of them
in
gets the
throat.
wrong idea and lunges. Oh, we lost another goober.
Okay, so after some back and forth, Nordak,
Yes.
since the king over. There you go. That's the critical piece right there.
All right. Got him, guys.
Yeah, I mean, he's all tied up with marbles up his nose. I'm pretty sure we got him.
They're up here looking for Shardalen.
Oh, isn't that stuff that we found a whole bunch of, and then we like got rid of it or something?
So
Well, if they're up
apparently,
here looking for it, can we go down where they are?
So apparently, they've not been able to return to the Underdark since their king has started gathering it. They've been confined to the upper tunnels for some strange reason. So
The upper
something's going
tunnels
on here.
of
Kelvin's Cairn.
the upper,
Mm.
which was previously a an outpost for Mithril Hall and the Battlehammer clan,
Exactly.
which is referencing back to earlier in the campaign when you were talking to Hillen and your dwarf friends that you helped out with the goblins. The doors have been closed for quite some time with no real explanation. So the shield dwarves that are typically able to come and go as they please to Kelvin's Cairn have been unable to get back inside. Which would make sense because the only thing that could really keep a dwarf out would probably be another dwarf. They're all, I mean, as a race, they're pretty much master craftsmen. So
Hmm.
So the door's locked and we don't know how to get in.
I'm sure we can figure a way out.
We could probably
gun
barter
at the
our way
door.
with some of. Do we still have some of that stuff?
It would be in somebody's inventory if we had it.
yeah, you do.
It was in Gimdar's. He's gone
Okay.
now.
But I
He's
assume that
dead.
you took his inventory as you traded places.
No, he did not.
Jesus Christ.
Well, let's
John?
retcon and say that you did.
Why would Gimdar do that?
Let's retcon that.
We're
Oh,
we're gonna
remember
retcon
that key?
So we have no need of Mr. Dwegar here now. So
Did you say that
all
out
we need to
loud?
do is we've got no more need of him. Strip him of his armor and let him wander in the waste.
We're in the middle of the
Ow.
city.
Cast him into the wilderness as he
Yeah.
wanders down the alleyway.
I didn't know we were in a city.
Yeah.
since I wasn't
Yeah, I
here
remember
like
they got.
basically the entire last session. So
That's true. Okay, so refresher, you guys were going to look for the wilderness man up towards Kelvin's Cairn because he went missing. And
that's
his
right. Yeah.
worried husband is
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Okay.
a thing we need to take care of.
So I mean,
and
we
the
could.
tavern keeper.
I still think that we could recover some of this armor and use it at a later date. So we could take the adamantine armor from him.
Or we could sell it.
There's another crossbow up there too.
Pay for a lot of ale.
That's true.
Yeah, they've got some dark iron stout.
Does anyone want to grab the other crossbow before I dual wield crossbows?
No, take it. I don't.
No,
I
go
can't.
for it.
I use a bow better than I do a crossbow. So
Excellent. I'm dual wielding crossbows.
Okay. So add it to your inventory, and you've got 18 bolts now.
Do they have any regular bolts or just sleep bolts?
Just the sleep bolts.
I'm gonna need to load up on some regular bolts.
Shopping trip.
Yay! I love a shopping episode.
Just keep in mind that the hand crossbow bolts don't really do a whole lot of damage. It's like 1 point of damage, unless you crit.
It says my crossbow does 1d6 plus 2.
It's a hand crossbow. Here, let me look.
It says 1d6 plus 2. See?
That's probably a bad example.
oh wow, wow, that's bad.
A 7. I mean, 1d6 plus 2, 7. That's not bad. I mean, it's.
I mean, that's pretty good though. That's a lot more than I thought it was.
It's like a dagger.
Gosh, so y'all should have taken a lot more damage from that initial volley then. I was thinking it was more like blow dart. I'll be honest, I did not even pull open the stat block for hand crossbow, but okay, fair enough.
They
All the
only
first
do
ones
one
missed.
damage.
You learned your lesson for next time.
Yeah, so now you've got 2 hand cannons.
I'm gonna subclass into what's the Tinkerer class?
Tinker.
Artificer.
Artificer, and I'm gonna turn them into guns.
That's how it works too. You just take the wood and you bend it. It's a gun.
That is suddenly a
It's
gun.
like, let's see, crossbow plus gunpowder plus tube equals boom.
Put some iron scraps right here. Boom, you got it. They also have on their bodies a couple of scraps of Chardalin.
Oh, I'll pick it up because I have a collection already.
So I wasn't carrying them. That's good.
Nope. I have the Chardalin and I have the Bloodstone.
It's about about 5 pounds total between the two of them. Looks like
Okay.
big lumps of just melted metallic glass.
Can we turn this into weapons?
Probably.
I mean, don't they explode when we throw them or something?
I don't know, but I'm now carrying 8 pounds of it.
Oh god.
We would
I feel like we could use this to barter our way into Kevin's Cairn.
I feel like we could use this to blow the door open.
That too. Option 1, option 2. Depends on how much we need to use.
Anything's possible.
I mean,
So
we got
you-
8 pounds of it.
You really are just you're gonna turn the naked dwarf loose. Just gonna set him loose.
Let's go turn him into the authorities.
And say what? We strip this man naked?
He's a shadow dwarf. He shouldn't
We
be up
found him
here.
naked.
He's like hunting. He's stealing from people.
People, what proof do we have that he was stealing from people?
He's
All
a
the
shadow
people-
dwarf.
Yeah, he's a shadow
Yeah.
dwarf.
We know this.
Does-
Look at him. He's a shadow dwarf.
But I had the general understanding that they probably already knew that there were shadow dwarves around.
Well, they've definitely
They don't look kindly upon them. Remember, this is racist Faerun we're talking about.
Yeah, that's true.
we're in old school. We aren't updating to the new woke D&D. I'm subscribed on my Facebook. I've got this thing. It's what is it? It's Bounding into Comics, which is almost it pops up on my newsfeed, and almost every single article is talking about woke comic book artist gets railed when sales like plummet and stuff like that. And it's mentioned D&D a bunch of times. Like,
What is this
D-
page?
it's called Bounding into Comics. Yeah, they've someone with a very specific political leaning has definitely gotten a hold of being the editor for that.
Is this
Hey,
like
this
a
doesn't
real
sound like-
publication, or is this just somebody's random Tumblr?
I'm trying to figure out why you're following it if that's the sort of stuff they're posting.
It just shows up on my feed because I have a lot of comics and D&D stuff.
I just went to it, and literally the first article is former One Piece voice actor Vic Mignogna, whatever, Mignogna. I never.
He's the guy that's in trouble for being.
Yeah, he is to play lead in an NFT animated series.
Oh, God.
That,
What?
okay.
Why is it an NFT?
But yeah. So I guess the decision now is what to do with the dwarf.
I think we turn him into the authorities.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we should.
okay.
Yeah, I
Garner
agree.
some goodwill.
Give me 1 second.
I will say it's going to look a little suspicious when they sent us to find this one guy. And we didn't find him, but we found this guy.
We didn't even get. We got like 2 blocks down from that house, and then we got robbed.
We did not do our job very well.
So we went down the street. This guy tried to rob us, so we brought him back instead.
Yeah.
We collectively have ADHD.
So to be fair, we've been gone from that guy's house for like 5 to 10 minutes tops.
Yeah, you literally just got right down the street before the failed pickpocketing attempt.
Right.
And they probably targeted you guys because of your Chardolin inventory. They must have some way of it's safe to
Detecting
assume
it.
they have of some way to find it.
Makes sense.
Hey, buddy, how did you decide to attack us? We should ask him these
Look-
things.
Yeah, he looks up at Nordak and he says,
You're talking to me now.
sorry. He literally says sorry. He's like, oh, sorry. Are you still crushing his collarbone, his shattered collarbone?
I'm not, but I will be.
Like your hand forms a claw as he like tries to talk to Nordak
I've
instead.
got hands on my hips, looking down at him since he's tied up.
You're assuming dad pose?
Yeah,
Young man,
boy.
you need to come clean
Boy.
right now.
Boy.
Don't make me get my belt.
I would go send him find a switch.
Oh.
He limps over to the reeds. He looks up at you and he says, "It's the Chardalin, of course."
Yeah.
Good,
Are you a Chardalin detector, or do you have something that does that? We're determining how useful you are now.
He gulps and he says, "Well, that would be the boss."
So the boss is a detector, but you're not.
He kind of looks around. He says, "No, I actually don't have. I don't have the divining rod, unfortunately.
It doesn't have the dragon.
We only get one of those each party."
Was it one of the ones we killed? Did they have it? It was elite.
He glances over at number 2 and then kind of over at number 1. He says, "Nope, you missed him." Stifles that
I
chuckle.
pinch his collarbone if he's going to laugh
Stifles
at
it.
us.
No. He
Oh,
stifles it.
laugh
chuckle.
at-
He says, "No, wait. I'm just sorry."
Maybe not smart to kid with your captors.
He's looking. He looks down. He's like,
I'm sorry.
Tell me
Dad.
about this divining rod. Tell me about this. It's only given. Do you know anything? Are you useful at all?
Says, yeah, I'm super useful. I'm so useful.
Yeah, tell me about how
Um,
useful you are.
The divining rod, it's a stick.
So
You know what a,
helpful.
you know what a
You've
divining
described a
is? It's
rod.
stick,
Thank you.
and it's got an enchanted piece of Shardalen stuck in it. Like, that's all it is.
A stick with a piece of Chart Dalen.
That's
Enchanted?
all it is.
Who could do? Well, what kind of enchantment are we talking here?
Just a basic enchantment of seeking, I suppose. But I'm not much for magic myself.
I wish you were more for magic. You would be more useful.
I know that when we get close to Shardalen in any quantity, it glows and vibrates the closer we get to it. I got to hold the stick one time. It was a wonderful day.
That sounds like something a goblin would say.
I was
Like, I
so
got to
happy
hold
that
the
I got to
stick.
hold the stick.
It was so good. All hail the stick.
It was
I
my
didn't have to do
turn.
any stealing or nothing.
Who can cast Seeking? Can anyone in our party cast Seeking?
I don't know.
I feel like we could make ourselves a divining rod of Shardalen at this point with this information.
That's true. Actually, you could, if you could find the rest of the Duergar party, you could potentially,
Team up with them and take over the world.
yeah, or
Become
murder them
kings of
and
the
steal stick.
Underdark.
You could steal the stick.
Why should we steal a stick if we could just make one? We've got a, we can definitely find a stick. We have some Shardalen. We just need some magic.
And you have a wizard too,
Oh, we do. The wizard who was
Bald
using
Cat
his,
Man.
yeah, who was feeding his rat,
Merlin.
or mouse, or his rat, or something.
So he was
His pet
he
possums?
was the one. He had the snakes, the flying snakes.
They fly.
Yeah, the ones that he had in the cage were of the winged variety, and he was feeding them
And
live
Somehow
rodents.
none of us noticed it.
Right.
Yeah, you guys noticed.
Did we?
Yeah,
Limdar wasn't
Yeah.
there. He didn't notice.
that's true. Limdar wouldn't know.
If we have
So,
a
yeah,
wizard
when
friend,
you-
we should go get a divining rod made.
I'm sure that they would be able to assist you with that.
Otherwise, we're walking
the-
around, and these things are explosive. We're just like running around into minefields.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, because I really was about to ask how this helps us find our missing person.
It doesn't.
Okay,
doesn't
maybe we
directly.
should find our missing person first.
Okay, so this guy told us that they collect Shardalen to take back to their king at Kelvin's Cairn for some grand project. We should have them. We should have our friend here lead us back to the upper caves, and that way we can work our way to the lower caves, potentially where our friend is that we're going to look for.
So we don't turn him in.
Yeah.
We
We should
bring
probably
gloves
put
on.
clothes on him if we're taking him with us, though.
We bring
Yeah.
him to our secondary dwarf party.
Or we just kill him when we're done with him.
Well, we were not done with him yet.
Disposable.
I said when we're done with him. Like he leads us to the cave, and then I smash his head in with a hammer.
And you're saying this out loud in front of him, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent.
You clap him. Balcom claps him on the shoulder, and he's talking about all the virtues of the
He
surface
just
world and
falls to the
sunlight.
ground
He says,
crying.
Look at the beautiful sunlight, and then he steps back and Leaf just hatchets him.
You have mice and Mendims?
Yeah, just totally. Apparently,
Look
So
at
we
the
have our
beautiful
dwarf
sunrise.
mercenary friend, right?
Our dwarf mercenary friend, who was
Yeah,
that?
what's her name?
Oh yeah, you do.
What's- She's the
The
one that
one that
takes care
was-
of all the hostages we collect.
Yeah.
Well, we don't need to leave him with her because we're gonna need him for travel.
Right, but we need to rescue that guy first.
Right. What I'm
Like,
saying
that's
is
where
that
we're going.
that's
Oh.
where we're going is where this guy probably was. I'm pretty sure.
Yes,
Okay,
they
then
kind
we
of
need-
go hand in hand. Your directions are definitely it's in the same direction for sure.
So if we're gonna go to Kelvin's Karn, we need to go to Kaer Koning first.
Okay, so if we're going to go,
I'm-
do we need to get our dwarf mercenary friend group to come with us, as well
That's
as?
what I was gonna say. Is that why don't we just take her with us, and then afterwards be like, okay, take him. We'll bring you more.
It's not just her though; it's her and like 2 or 3 other guys, and plus, what's his name? Gibbledy or
Before we
Garbanzo
move
bean or
like
whatever his
any
name was.
further, before we move any
Shanks.
further with this idea, like,
Pringles.
aren't they still at the other city? Like,
No,
we
they
didn't
came
bring
with
them.
us.
No, they
Did they?
came.
Oh, did
Oh.
they?
Yeah, I mean they weren't gonna like go back into the Cold Light Walker zombie infested
Yeah, they came with us.
cluster that was going on over there.
Troutman
must
came
have
with us as
missed that.
well.
So where were they when we were dealing with the goblins and the talking animals? And
They're the caravan back out behind us because we don't need their help dealing with shit.
I guess we just move faster.
Yeah, y'all were just a bit ahead of them. They're
All right,
kind of
so-
a little bit more encumbered by the weather than you are because of your bracelets.
So we have a sort of plan at this point. We go and get our mercenary friends. Now, I guess we don't technically have to go to Kaer Koning first. We could go straight to the mountain, but I feel like, personally, that if what was the guy's name? Garrett, I think.
Doormat?
Yeah. No. The guy that's missing. I think his name was Garrett.
Oh.
It was a
Um,
generic name like that.
Yeah. He would probably stop at that town because it was closest to Kelvin's Karn, or we could just side cut it completely and go straight to the mountain. But we might be able to gather some more information. We might if we go there first. I don't know. I guess that's a party call.
And you're wanting to go to which city were you wanting to go to?
Kaer Koning.
Kaer Konig.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if things went awry, you have like so your basic path right now, where the guy typically would go, the woodsman, is right there. So this is his little path that he usually takes to go hunt for game, and it's a ring. To go hunt for game and other supplies and whatnot out in the wilderness. So you guys are heading up here. This is Kelvin's Karn. So it is a pretty good distance away.
Do we want to stop in Kaer Koning for supplies or anything else that we need before we potentially head into something that is a potential no return for the party?
We should stop at every single city we pass on the way there as a way to be like safe.
You certainly could, and I'm like, I mean, just given the troubles that you've already encountered at Bryn Shander and Targos seems to be fairly benign, other than the fact that they have an infestation of
Goobers.
Dwagar and people going missing.
So what you're
Um,
saying is we should go
Yeah.
back through what are these letters? You want to take? Do we want to go through the wilderness, or do we want to cut back down to Bryn Shander and then take the road to Kaer Dineville, and then move up to Kaer Koning, and then go to Kelvin's Karn?
I don't know that we need to
Option
take the
one,
road for
option
Bryn Shander.
two.
We might be able to just go through the wilderness.
Or the Dwarven Valley, which is an established path. That's how the dwarves go from Kelvin's Karn down to the other cities.
They
See, I
go-
think with our bracers and our dwarven hardiness, we could take the Dwarven Valley with ease.
Very
We are
likely.
dwarves.
And we have dogs, so we just need to get a sled, and we could make the path quicker.
if they want,
You
If they
can make
consent.
them want.
no, they are independent creatures and they get to make their own decisions.
Magical compulsion. You will.
care for
So, yeah.
autonomy too much.
I think we take the Dwarven
You've also
Valley
got,
road, then. That makes the most sense. It should be the quickest.
I agree.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
given that there are, I'm not a 10 towns pathing expert, but I am the DM, so I could certainly say that there are some side roads that could go, I don't know, like this, or maybe like this. Now, there might even be one that goes up here.
Like, I'm sure these towns have, like, connections to each other outside of what's on the map.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very rugged area. It's not like this is a
Entire underground railroad system. It's just Disney.
And there's also
Right.
blimps.
there's an underground rail goes all the way there.
Yeah. We can get a day pass and be there in half a second.
Oh, okay, let's just get on the tram then.
Yeah, the dwarves have the whole tunnel system up underneath.
So you want to get on the people mover. That'll get you there.
So I guess all right. So it's agreed. Just take the Dwarven Valley to Caer Dineval.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
probably the best idea.
And we'll be bringing the dwarf mercenary group that we have and Scrimsax. Is that his actual name? Did I say his actual name correctly?
You actually did
oh,
say his name correctly.
How dare you?
I'm a new character. Limdar knows Scrimsax, and they are they're
I'm sorry.
acquaintances.
Limdar, who are you talking about?
Scrimsax, my
I
good
don't-
friend that you've been traveling with.
I've never heard of this. Who?
Nope.
It's Scrimsax.
Scramble
Scrimdiddly,
Slugs?
Scrimdiddly Umptious.
Sprinkle Shanks?
That sounds familiar. It sounds like Scrimsax.
Sniffle Slog. I know that guy.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
The party looks at you confused when you say Scrimsax.
We don't know anyone by that name.
Can I roll a
Huh?
wisdom check to see if I know who he's talking about?
You know, the shady fucker.
Okay, I know.
And if you want to stop by the wizard on your way back, we don't have to make that a whole big thing, but let's say that before you head out to Kelvin's Cairn, you head back to the speaker and report what has happened.
Oh, we don't. We want to keep our hostage.
Okay.
Do we?
Before you head out, you head back to the speaker and ask if you can make use of the services of his wizard for a specific item that will aid you in attempting to find the lost woodsman.
And that's what it looks like.
Right.
And you
I made it on my
you-
desk.
It's
I've been
nice.
playing with it for
Looks
5
like
minutes.
a little piece of metal with a cotton
I
bit
saw
of cotton
it.
on the
It's
end.
nice.
Yeah, it is a opened up paperclip with a straw wrapper wrapped around the end.
It looks super effective.
It does.
I could
Perfect.
absolutely see that finding Shardalin for sure. You just mount it on Limdar's head. It just spins around like a weather vane.
Yes.
It's like one of those little
I want to get a rooster attached to it.
Well, okay, so
I'm getting
yeah.
a Time Bandits vibe.
shenanigans. So as you guys are walking, who wants to make the little metal rooster for your wand? You can really pimp this this divining rod out.
We don't have a blacksmith, do we?
I'm gonna whittle it. Oh,
Out of knucklebone trout.
I mean, I could probably do that as an arrow maker.
Yeah.
So this will be an ongoing experiment. Well, actually, we should attach it to the wagon.
Well, so all right, you go to the wizard and ask him how long it would take to make something like this, and he looks at the base materials that you hand him, which at this point is just a piece of stick that you found and a piece of Shardalin, and he picks it up and studies it for a few minutes, and he says, probably whip this up in, I don't know, maybe an hour or two.
So let's hit the pub.
It's not complicated magic here, and I've a fair amount of experience with making minor magical artifacts. I could definitely make this.
Excellent.
Cool.
Wizards are good
Leave-
for something.
If everyone else is going to the pub, Leaf would probably hang back and watch the wizard do his work because it's his Shardayland and he doesn't want anything.
That's not a bad. Yeah, I probably would too.
Wizard blows it up on the first go.
But I'm not Leaf. I'll be at the bar.
Yeah, Balcom's headed to the bar.
I guess
Yeah,
I'm headed to the bar.
You can see the wizard's tower from the tavern window, and all of a sudden the upper floor just explodes.
And it's not there anymore.
Time to re-roll a character.
Leaf, we hardly knew ye.
Actually,
No,
it's like a rocket from the sky to the pub, and he lands in a chair.
Well,
Oh, yes.
after all of the conversation with the Dwagar, a little bit of time has passed anyway. So, I don't remember what time it was in the day it was when you guys had set out. I don't think it was. I think it was still in the like afternoon, was it?
Yeah, it was like
afternoon.
midday.
Yeah, midday. So, while it's not great for the woodsman's odds, particularly to have to wait a bit longer, if you wanted to postpone leaving, you could and just spend the time in the bar and leave rested.
I would say if we
healed.
left in the middle of the night, it would not do well for us walking around in a snowstorm in the middle of the night.
Certainly wouldn't do well for anybody coming with you. So yeah, everybody can just like a short rest then, if anybody needs to recover anything. I know that hasn't been very combat heavy past couple sessions, so if y'all just want to like top off everything.
Yeah, I'll spend a dice to do that. Hey, look at
Top
that.
it all off.
That's all my health right there.
Nice.
Bam, same.
I like to think this is that alcohol heals us. Just a
Yes.
slight amount.
Everybody took a sip of that dark iron stout, but little did they know that they mixed some healing drought in with their alcohol just to.
Ooh, to keep you
Just to keep them
buzzed
topped
all
off.
night long. You never pass out.
Oh, it's like drinking electrolytes mixed with vodka.
It's caffeinated booze.
Oh, God.
That sounds like the absolute worst idea in the world. Electrolytes.
Or
and vodka.
Luco.
Yes.
No, electrolytes and vodka is a great end of the night drink because then you feel better the next day.
You're not wrong.
Just drink my jungle juice.
Jungle juice.
Shit's
I
nasty.
call it jungle juice. Everybody always laughs when I say that. It is not nasty. It's delicious.
Is
What are
it
you talking
that
about?
stuff you left at the house?
No, okay, so that's part of it. It's you could do the one that I've found that consistently tastes good no matter what flavor you mix it with. So it's Bacardi Limon,
Oh,
the limon flavor,
oh.
water, just straight
Ugh.
water, and Mio energy drink, the squirter stuff. I swear, I'm not even kidding. It tastes like straight juice.
Jeff,
Can't
I'm
mix
That's
reminded,
just-
alcohol at
That's Oh.
all.
straight alcohol.
Yeah.
That's
I am
just
reminded of a
straight alcohol.
time probably 12 years ago easily. We went camping and you brought a 3-liter jug of sangria,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
started mixing it with liquor, and you
Oh
drank
my
half,
God.
and you drank 1.5 liters in one night, and you were vomiting orange all over the campsite.
Oh,
Yeah, I remember that. What was that? That was Hard Labor Creek, right?
Because he was just sitting at the fire and just we're sitting there having a good time, and he just stands up and he goes, I'll be right back.
I don't think I said anything. Yep.
He walked over to a tree and he just leans up and puts his forehead against the tree and just vomits orange down the side of the tree.
oh my God.
Yeah, that wasn't particularly a fun night.
That mix that you just described, you know that none of us are in our 20s anymore, right?
That'll kill, dude. I haven't had liquor
That's-
in years.
Every time that I have drank when we've been playing D&D, that's what I'm always drinking.
Yeah.
It tastes like juice. Like you literally can't taste the alcohol.
Ugh.
And it tastes good too. It tastes like good juice, not like That's all right. I could drink that. Like, I could drink that if it was just a normal drink.
Jeff, after the stuff you left at my house from the
That
one
was
time
the-
y'all came, I
That
can't
was-
trust your judgment.
It's all right. I don't take any offense to that. My tastes in alcohol are basically if it gets me drunk, it works. So not that I ever drink these days, but on the very rare occasions that I do. So 9:48, I've been issued a mandate that I have to have Alex in bed by 10 o'clock. 10:30 at the latest. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And I'm gonna change Stinky over here, who is now walking all over the place. That's much more fun to manage while I'm trying to do this, watching him like try to climb up on tables and stuff. So next session when we pick up, y'all will be equipped with a Chardalin rod,
Excellent.
and you'll be heading through the Dwarven Valley up to Kelvin's cairn.
Yarn.
Yeah.
Cairn.
It's
Next time on
quinoa.
Dragon Ball Z.
We know that the Chardalin is explosive, right?
No, I don't.
I don't know.
That was
Did you
something
guys
that we
know that?
discovered.
I thought
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something that Nordak pointed out to the party as he took a little bit of it and made it explode.
Nordak, why aren't you making explosive arrows?
Give me that thing back.
You know what I
Leaf has
could,
all the Chardalin.
You know what we could do, Nordak says? Store a spell charge in that arrow. I fire that arrow, so when it impacts something, it goes. I not only do I do the arrow damage, it does the spell damage on top of it.
Save the day.
Ooh.
Yeah, so where did we establish that it explodes?
That was something you said.
Yeah.
I said that it explodes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Can't
you
take
want to
it back. It's
retcon it,
canon now.
if you want to retcon it, I don't care either way.
I get you next.
I would
But
really
when-
like for us to be
But
carrying on
when
with
a
explosives.
hunk when a hunk of Chardalin is broken, it releases the magical energy stored within it. So
Right.
Yes, it has highly absorb. It has the ability to absorb magic. It is. Can't think of the word I'm trying to say. Yes, it's like a sponge. So if you cast a spell on a chunk of it, depending on how big the chunk is the higher the amount of spell levels that the shard can absorb. Also, if it's been refined in any way, it can absorb more. So
it's
You have
also
the ability-
incredibly expensive. So we should
Yes.
not use it lightly.
this is not the Chardalin that's here is not specifically the same kind of Chardalin that, like, when you type in Chardalin on the Forgotten Realms wiki, it's not exactly the same as the Chardalin that is naturally
Yeah.
occurring.
Sure. This is kind of an after effect of the crystal's influence on the region, basically.
Yeah, Crinshinabon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like all of the, because so D&D Forgotten Realms lore, when Crinshinabon was erected, there were crystalline towers like all over the place.
hmm
Like it could make basically like infinite clones of the tower as long as it was able to absorb sunlight. So when the tower fell, any of the existing towers that were already there basically turned into Chardalin and collapsed or exploded. So that's kind of why there's so, like, yes, it is a rare substance, but that's also why there's a lot of it around here, is because it was not a normal like scenario where it was just growing naturally.
Yeah, it's basically an impure version
What
of,
is
like a
this?
not even impure. I would say a corrupted version of Chardalin.
Yeah, basically.
So
Yep.
many toys.
That's about right. So yeah, y'all will set out with all of that. Your whoever you want to bring with you in tow, we'll figure that out next session up through the Dwarven Valley, and see what happens. Who knows what kind of shenanigans? Maybe you'll find the woodsman. Maybe you'll find
A dead body.
a giant apex grizzly bear the size of I don't know, a truck. Who knows?
An apex grizzly bear the size of 4 owlbears.
The size of a house.
What's Daddy doing? Give me the book.
But we will find out next week on Dungeons
Oh, no.
and Dragons.
Hooray!
Ballsy.
Dungeons and Dragons Ball Z.
Y'all take it easy.
All right,
Bye.
catch you later.
See you guys later.